What's going on, everyone? Thanks for checking out the Libertarian. Please share, like, and subscribe. It is the only thing that gets me out of bed in the morning. This is where I found my joy, and I have like 2 subscribers. We are the fastest growing Libertarian podcast in the nation. So I'm going through the Libertarian platform one by one to give a more in-depth understanding to people who are either on the fence or just don't know a whole lot about the Libertarian Party and philosophy. So I want to preface this by saying that I am a Christian, so I prefer not to cuss. However, I am going to have to use a dirty word. Taxes. The Libertarian viewpoint on taxes is pretty simple. So the first question is, what is a tax? Investopedia defines taxes as involuntary fees levied on individuals or corporations and enforced by a government entity, whether local, regional, or national, in order to finance government activities. So essentially, the government wants to do anything, they make you pay for it. Of course, we all know what happens if we decide, you know what, I don't particularly care for how the government is running this country, I don't like who's in power, I don't like the corrupt things they're doing, I'm not going to give them my money. Well, the IRS will come after you, they will take your things, and ultimately could put you in jail. So you don't really have much of a choice in that. Regardless of how corrupt your government's becoming, you have to pay them. So, what is the Libertarian stance on taxes? Well, our stance on taxes is very similar to our stance on the free market. In the free market, we believe all exchange of goods and services is voluntary. We don't believe that you should force anybody to do anything against their will. You shouldn't have to pay for anything, you shouldn't have to provide anything, and you shouldn't have to do any kind of service if you don't want to do it. Well, the same goes with the government. If the government says you have to pay $500 out of this next check, and you say, I don't want to pay you. I don't like the goods that are exchanged for my $500. Well, the Libertarian stance would say, okay, that works. You don't have to. Taxes ought to be voluntary. Jo Jorgensen really drove this point home when she ran her 2020 presidential campaign, and that was, you know best what's best for you, and that includes your money. Now, all that said, you can still pay your taxes. Taxes aren't going to be illegal. You can still pay them if you want. If you want them to come out of your paycheck, you can have that happen. If you want to write a check in to the government, you can do that. There's no problem there. However, it will not be forced upon you under penalty of law. That's the difference. The key difference between the status quo and the Libertarian Party is that right now it's forced, or your property will be seized and you could go to jail. Under our platform, you can pay your taxes if you so choose, but you're not going to have to face legal consequences. But if you choose not to, that's fine, because you know best what's best for your money. So essentially, the Libertarians' belief on taxes is the same as our belief on the free market. In the free market, exchanges of goods and services is voluntary. We believe that should be extended to taxes as well. Alright guys, thanks for checking us out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for the next one.